Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment is what I do. Today is Halloween. So, in honor of Halloween, I thought I would, like I've been doing the past week or so, bring you Halloween themed stuff. I ain't did recommended reading in a while. So, I'm going to do a recommended reading. And that recommended reading is going to include the supernatural. Okay? But before we get off into that, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket, comment, like, subscribe, and share the page. Okay, today I'm going to be sharing a story with y'all. It's actually a two-part story, but it's short enough where I can cram both comics in one video. What Halloween themed things is D Real bringing to us today? Tomb of Dracula, number 44. Okie dokie. What we talking about up in here? We talking about Doctor Strange versus the Lord of Vampires. Why? Why is Doctor Strange and Count Dracula having a fight? Why are they squaring off? What did Dracula do to Doctor Strange? What did Doctor Strange do to Dracula? Let's find out what's really, really good. This is Doctor Strange, and he's looking for Wong. Where is Wong? Where could Wong be? And he uses his magic to have Wong appear before him, only to see Wong appears dead. And he's got those good old puncture wounds that tell you had to be a vampire. And he's using the Eye of Agamotto. And he wants to learn exactly who the killer is. He knows it's a vampire. He just doesn't know what vampire. And so there he goes in his astral form. You can tell that's his astral form because the colors are not as vibrant and crisp as they are here. Pale, like a ghost or whatever. And he's traveling to see what went on that night through Wong's eyes. Magic. And there is a woman who is a victim of the Lord of Vampires. And Wong steps up and tries to do something, and he says, you're going to learn what it means to interrupt the Lord of Vampires. And rah, pallid, deadly flesh, sulfuric breath. All is swimming in red, the scarlet of blood, in darkness. He said he can't even stay in there. It's too excruciating to feel that pain that Wong is feeling. But he's like, rest well. He's like, if I can't find a cure, I will avenge you, my dude. So, see, in the comics, Wong ain't no master of mystic arts. He's just plain old manservant. But we know that would have been the height of racism if we'd have made Wong an honorable manservant. Harold H. Harold. He is a publisher who makes vampire stories, but he's a nerd. And he's trying to holler, you know. He's like, I'm a good writer, but this Schmendrick sells a story like it's nothing. So he's like, nah, you know what? I like that you're cute and all, Harold, but you're a nerd. Okay, later on in the Dracula story, Dracula and Harold H. Harold are going to cross paths, and then Dracula is going to make Harold H. Harold a vampire. Meanwhile, we're going to be chopping it up, checking out another vampire. And this vampire, that's Deacon Frost, y'all, for those of y'all that didn't know. Deacon Frost wanted to be king of the vampires. And he was biding his time right now because he's waiting to face Dracula. He wants to see if Dracula can sense him, but he ain't crazy. He ain't hanging around. He turned into a bat and said, I know better, far better than to tempt the fates right now. No, not until he is ready, until all his plans have fallen like craftily shuffled cards into his preordained order. And with his knowledge secure, the white-haired vampire laughs, then shimmers and flies into the night. That would Deacon Frost do. Meanwhile, Dracula is tearing up technology because it's the technology that Dr. Soon used to go into combat and fight Dracula. But he, like he said, he lives to fight another day. His bones are weary of the never-ending struggle, yet he yearns at times for quiet. And here is Blade, y'all. Check out that outfit. Far cry from what Blade rocks now. And Blade is hunting a vampire. What vampire is Blade hunting? And he enters the door to find... By the way, this art is by Gene Colan. Gene Colan is primarily known for his work on Daredevil, but Gene Colan also had a great run on this Dracula comic back in the 70s. And we see Doctor Strange on the hunt, and there he's using the Eye of Agamotto to reveal to him what happened to Wong. He looks like he bit Wong and turned into a bat and flew off. Doctor Strange still relentlessly searching. And looky there, he's found him. And what does Dracula say? A human. I sense the presence of a human in this man's. Van Helsing? Drake? That damnable blade? No, the smell is different, almost ominous in its portent. So, we know Doctor Strange has a smell, at least to Dracula. And Doctor Strange comes through blasting Dracula with light. But Dracula is not any ordinary vampire. He is the king of his kind. And he's letting Doctor Strange know, I know your reputation, bruh. I've heard of you. But you should have killed me when you had the chance. And here comes Dracula. But Doctor Strange ain't saying nothing because he's mad. He's trying to avenge his boy's death. And he's trying to contemplate actions to save Wong while he's fighting Dracula. That's probably not a good move on Doctor Strange's part because Dracula is, well, Dracula. He needs action now, and through the Eye of Agamotto, he will bring forth the binding forces of the rings of Ragador, coupled with the unbreakable crimson bands of Sitarak. Together, they will hold the vampire until he can be fully probed. I must learn his secrets. And there it is. There's that spell. What did it do? He's like, I can turn into mist, so your bands won't hold me. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo. See, Dracula talks shit when he fights. Dr. Strange said, I ain't no punk neither, Dracula, as you about to find out. And they continue to fight at a stalemate. Doc can't get a spell on him, and he can't get close enough to get his hands on Dr. Strange. And so Dr. Strange is employing a different tactic. Dracula is back in his army gear from back in the day when he was still alive. Meanwhile, Dr. Strange is coming on a very strangely colored horse. And Dracula does fall in battle. And Dracula does remember the fight that made him a vampire. But that's just Dr. Strange fucking with him. Using magic spells to mess with him. Meanwhile, you must be broken, forced to listen to my orders, to aid me in the resurrection of my servant. Your servant? You do this for a mere hireling? Oh. I'll not suffer through his madman's nightmare for any cretinous menial. Wow. I like those words. That's so fancy it didn't sound insulting. And he's about to use more potent magics, or at least try to. But here we go. He refuses to be halted. And he says, look into my eyes, Dr. Strange, and now I shall feast. Dr. Strange doesn't move as Dracula lowers his fangs towards his neck. He doesn't flinch as they pierce his fleshy neck, sink deep into the vein, and draw blood. And in a moment, Dr. Strange is dead. You fought well, Strange, yet I could not die, therefore I could not lose. Farewell until we meet again. 3 days hence. And there you have it. Dr. Strange is a vampire now. At least. Until we check out Dr. Strange, number 14. And the story continues. And we join and it's drawn by the same person, Gene Colan, and story by Steve Englehart. Nice. Okay, and here we go. Dracula licking his lips because Doctor Strange blood is delicious. And he takes Doctor Strange and drags him. And eventually, a dank, dark cellar dumps his ass in there. So you could lay there for 3 days and you come out and you'll be my magical vampire. And closes it. Dr. Strange, Dracula's nasty. 3 days, Mystic. 3 days of absolute peace. Enjoy them if you can, because when everybody knows after 3 days, you come back as a vampire. Dr. Strange, vampire master of the mystic arts? Yep, you'll arise as my slave, and you'll enjoy nothing ever again. Wow. See, Dracula's a villain. Dracula was a villain who occupied his own comic book. And there's Dr. Strange laying dead. Nobody cares. Somebody should care though, because there's the unseen glow of astral projection. His soul basically is what's contained in an astral form. And well, let's just look. He's trying to re-enter his body, but he can't. It holds his soul separate, so he's not able. He said, when I felt Dracula's unholy hypnotic spell closing my mind as his vampiric lust fueled his will, I thought to escape dissolution by abandoning my body. So that's why in the last issue, Dr. Strange didn't move when he got attacked. But now he can't re-enter his body. It will only respond, apparently, to Dracula. So he's the Sorcerer Supreme, but the Sorcerer Supreme is just an astral form. Oh. He's mad because he can't get back in his own body, but he's in astral form, so it ain't like he could punch the wall. And even if he did, he'd probably break his hand because Dr. Strange ain't durable like that. He said he is the world's foremost practitioner of an art without rules. Nothing is certain for me ever. Every moment of my life is a gamble, and no man wins every time. First, I saved the entire world by proving that what I determined time and again to be reality was actually a dream. And now I lose my bodily existence to a single damnable vampire. So I'm the Sorcerer Supreme. So I live when others would have died. So, hold on. What's Dr. Strange ranting about? These are games of the mind I play, and only in my mind will I find any answers. Now he's thinking. And meanwhile, Dracula, like he always does, is out looking for something. He is going to use that church as his new dwelling. Uh-oh. She said she got no other place to sleep. To Dracula. He said, I can provide you with a new place of rest, madam. For I now have need of this one. Boston. Dracula up in Boston, taking people's deconsecrated churches as his new home. Dracula. He like, what fool wants to step to Dracula? Dr. Sun, no vampire. The ghost of Dr. Sun. You destroyed me, remember? For those who don't know, Dr. Sun is, I guess he's probably kind of like the equivalent of Krang on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's like a super smart brain with no body, so he makes this robot body for himself. Neither here nor there. The brain turns to vapor. See, Dracula wants to get him, but he can't because, well, we'll find out in a second. You cannot escape me, Dracula. You must pay for your many sins. Dracula's like, what? Vanished? But we shall see who pays for what, Dr. Sun. We shall see. He's like, he's won great victories. He's beat a brain, and he's beat a sorcerer. So surely he can handle this situation, yes? If I were subject to being haunted, I'd have known it long before now. Then what other answer? Some machine of suns? No. And he goes back. Nope. Dr. Strange is unquestionably a corpse, but we know he's in his astral form. Whee! Then do your worst, spirit, or whatever you may be. I am Dracula. Dracula. Huh. Okay. He said, and not all the powers of heaven and hell can bring an end to his eternal reign, nor stir one trace of remorse for my deeds in that life. So do your worst, Dr. Sun. Dracula defies you. Here in your own dwelling as yesterday and as tomorrow, I shall remain. 48 hours, 2 meetings with midnight since Dr. Strange fell before the vampire's fangs. The silent moon shows just shy of full tonight. The devil bat's belly is empty, but he does not fly to feed through the thin frigid air. No, he flies to see, to be on hand when the black miracle comes to pass once more. 3 nights ago, Wong died. This night, he arises. And Dracula wants to be there to greet him. Dracula has passed the day without incident, but last night's apparition still looms large in his thoughts. Though Dr. Sun and Dr. Strange are demonstrably dead, he will still take the sorcerer's servant under his personal control tonight. Except the Oriental has vanished like sun. The Oriental. So in 1976, when this comic came out, it was cool to call Asian people Orientals. It's not anymore. He is not where I left him. Where is he? Vlad, my love, how can you have fallen so low? How, Vlad? How? Sound like Kanye West. How, Sway? How? Maria. And even as Dracula recoils in recognition of his long-dead wife, she throws her girlish arms around his neck. Kiss me, my love, as you used to do, as you've done to all the other saints. No, get away from me, foul demon. I'll have none of your lies. Hey, what's going on here? Demon, you say, Vlad? Yes, vampire. The demon who'll drive you to die from your sins. Flames from her fingers, damn you, spirit. My accents are terrible. You'll not bedevil me. I guess she will bedevil you. I guess she will bedevil you. You are bedeviled, bruh. Excuse me a moment, y'all. And people are coming to help Dracula. They don't know he's Dracula. And Dracula responds to humans. Claude, take your hands off of me. Claude. Have you ever actually called anybody a Claude in real life? I don't think I've ever used that word on another human being. My business is with her. They cannot see me, Dracula. Only you have earned that right. Farewell, vampire, for now. Dracula turns into a bat. Because he want to know what's up with that. Bat, big old Mac. Ha, and he follows. Only to see her, it's dry, it's white dry. Doctor Strange? What? The sun. The sun is coming up. Oh, snap. Okay. See, now we see what Dr. Strange is doing. He's trying to keep him out in the sun. reveal this is Dracula. Dracula could get somewhere. Third night. I survived, sorcerer, and as you rise, I swear you shall not. The shadows in Dr. Sun's house creep closer, and as the awful evil curse of the undead brings animation back to the cold form on the floor. Dracula readies his stake for the mindless vampire awaiting his will, and the true Doctor Strange bursts back into his tomb. What? The body lifts into the air. It comes down. Vampire, Doctor Strange. Ah, die, Dracula, is what he says. But Dracula's eternal. This dead thing no longer responds to me, but neither is it the sorcerer I knew. The natures are mingled, human and vampire. And the vampire appears to be winning. Oh, look at Dr. Strange. He's a little more resilient now. Smack that. Yeah, go get him, Doc. Go get him, Doc Vampire Strange. Dr. Strange said, I have your throat for that. You would speak thus to the Lord of Vampires? You miserable clod. Clod, that's twice. I've suffered enough of your rebellion. Damn, he threw him on his head. Ouch. Well, he's a vampire. That probably don't hurt as much as it could or should have. You have my condolences on your current condition. But no matter what sort of vampire you might be, I am your lord. And deep within the doctor's dark thoughts, the real Doctor Strange feels a jolt. The words the vampire within wants to ignore. Your lord. That's who holds power here. I've called on many gods in my life. Never have I needed strength more than now. In the name of the Tetragrammaton Jehovah, O great unmanifest, and hear my plea. My touch burns him. The power has been given me. But my own soul screams in agony as well. How long can I hold together? So he's using divine power as a vampire to attempt to destroy Dracula. He is truly, truly the master of mystic arts. And sure enough, he destroys Dracula. Oh, my goodness gracious. But what did you expect? He's Doctor Strange. And just as he destroys Dracula, he turns back human, as does Wong. And everybody's cool. Interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So, Doctor Strange saves the day. I know this video is a little bit long, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it. But before I do, I just want to say, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it? Drop it in the comments. And as always, I'll be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good and be good to each other. And happy All Hallows Eve.